that our camera people can come close enough to see. If you want to come close, you can photo. Are you into it? Oh, good. So you can see it. Can you see it from the back? So what happens is that if you look, I don't do anything. The magnets find their position in respect to each other. And if I just bring another magnet, which is positive opposite polarity, look what happens. No fuel bend. It attracts the other one to it. So if you look in respect to these, it turns, but in respect to itself, it doesn't. So they accommodate each other. This is the reason even why proton and electrons rotate around each other, because they find positioning. Constant positioning is needed for one plasma to be in touch or in balance with another plasma. So now you have to become plasma physicist. And the only way you'll survive in a space is through plasmas. Understanding its behavior, understanding its connections, understanding how it appears itself in so many ways that it can satisfy all the needs of the man. Be it energy, be it fuel, be it food, be it medicine. Because in the universe, we never fight. We accommodate. You've seen how the magnets accommodate each other. Why the present medicine has failed? Because we fight against every disease. We can work very simply amongst the disease, amongst the infection, and just change the gravitational magnetic field, and you find out they give or they take or they cannot exist. That's why you see cancers and other diseases will be eradicated in no time. So what it comes and what is important, if it's very hard for you to understand, I brought you the most complicated plasma technology that you can all understand. My students know I always use simple things because it comes home very easy with it. This is the science of plasma, a toilet roll. Very interesting. Have a look at it. You understand it very quick. If I open enough of this toilet roll and leave it here, I'm going to put this away, it very soon comes to you lot exactly what's going on. If I take this as one piece of plasma, magnetical or gravitational, the physicist in CERN will kill himself. This technology has come down to toilet. I'm a nuclear physicist, so I can stay back. So yes, you can do. Stop. Can you see it? Yeah. So now what I've done, I open this plasma. This is at the end of it. Now we're going to put this plasma, which way does it roll? This way. So I'm going to roll it open the right way. If I go that way, I roll my toilet roll. Sun has finished. There we are. Now you can see what I'm getting at. This is your plasma of hydrogen, let's say. Inside is tightly packed with gravitational magnetic fields. As it comes to the edge, now you have two. You have magnetical outside and you have gravitational inside. But you have to think of this as two ways. Huh? Now you know why I've been asking for a two-ply toilet roll. That's why it was easier. We've been looking everywhere for a two-ply toilet roll the past couple of days. So now, this is the plasma of hydrogen, and this is its magnetical, and this is its gravitational. Don't forget the gravitational is in the center because it tries to pull in, and magnetical is there to shield it. But if you look, magnetic field is like toilet roll, it's got sections depending on the strength. If I use this as strength, I don't have it anymore, so I go one closer, get the stronger. So now I have more gravitational, so I can pull more to myself. So this chappy from another guy becomes mine, I become bigger and bigger this way. So now you see how simply it works. This is a plasma, but this is of a hydrogen. You want to see a nuclear atomic structure plasma of, let's say, plutonium? I've got you one. There we are. So, in fact, there is no difference. So, if I go like this, the total roll is a hydrogen, and if I open this bigger total roll of the same thing, and then let's tear it off, and then put it inside, because this is so packed we can't go inside, then you know exactly what happens. Zip. There it goes. Then I wind it up. Then I wind it up. And then I wind it up here. And look at this. Now you have a magnetical of both hydrogen and plutonium at the atmospheric condition on this planet. It depends how much is inside according to this. This is a plutonium, this is hydrogen. But at this atmospheric condition, they manifest themselves as tangibility at this level, so they're both the same. So now the difference between a nuclear physicist and a plasma physicist is we allow to go inside, not being afraid of a structure of a nuclear. In understanding that depends on the strength of the magnetic fields which we have stored inside. At the boundary, we see the difference, but in respect to atmosphere of this condition of this planet. If we change the atmosphere of this planet, if I can go back on my screen, that's okay. Let's see if I can reduce it. I want to share it in two halves. Is that possible? We want two screens next to each other. We had it this morning. No, don't go there. You got to share it. Okay.
Okay, so maximize the teacher camera view and then just drag it to each side.
It's okay. Now we need to bring just 1 second, please. These guys know what they're doing. Just give them time. Okay, somewhere there. Just give me a position. That's perfect. So, so what happened? We were good. We're perfect. Just pull a little bit to the side to close the zoom gap. Yeah, that's perfect, Papa. Thanks. So now what you see is the difference between two tolerable. But on the boundary of the boundary, these last two layers is a condition of atmospheric Earth condition. If I change this parameter and I take this plutonium into planet Zeus, most probably the manifestation of the matter state will be somewhere here. But on Earth, which is a weaker, it shows itself at a weaker point. And if you understand this, you all become plasma physicists. Every bone, every single cell in your body is a plasma. What are you afraid of? Understanding your own creation, what you've been created out of. But in reality, there is no difference. If you could understand how simple a plasma works, you'll find out there's nothing more than a toilet roll. How you wind it, how much you wind it, and what the strength you want to show itself. You can create and store enough in the center to become gold, or you can weaken it enough to become hydrogen that you can manipulate. But what we put here in a green line is combination of gravitational and a magnetic field at a given point in the universe. So you see, all of you, within 5 minutes, one afternoon, have become more plasma physicists than the plasma physicists in the universe. Becomes so easy, and then all you need to worry about is, do you want to deal at this end with this, or do you want to deal at this end with this? Call this magnetical, call this gravitational. What is the problem? We're not sharing. I thought we were sharing. It says stop share, but you're sharing on the top. I can see it.
Yeah, make sure you share the entire window and not just the Starboard app.
Stop sharing. Can you share now? Is it okay? Or you don't get it on yours. You're sharing your screen there. You have to take it back in yours and then share it on your computer. Oh.
That's probably because it doesn't like to share the Zoom app because it, doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't like to share the Zoom app. So we put it next to it that you can see it because you see both of them. So in reality, what you got now, in a simple way, excuse me, can I have some water, please? Carly, can I have some water, please? My cold is killing me. So you will understand how the plasma can be simply explained, understood, and in so many ways be used. We changed the plasma according to the environment. We change the plasma according to gravitational magnetic field of the environment. If we change it according to the environmental gravitational magnetic field, then it manifests itself in a matter state in that environment, and then you have a gas, you have a liquid, you have solid, and if you want to vaporize it. But if you go to a limit that up to now was a mystery to man, which is a plasma, it's very easy to understand. Plasma of the universe, plasma of a cell of a man, works exactly the same way across all dimensions. You don't need to buy yourself telescopes or microscopes to see it. You look at the structure of the Earth, you understand the work of the plasma. You look at the structure of the universe, you understand the work of the plasma. And then you tell yourself in the structure of the solar system, if the energy of the sun in reducing in strength manifests itself somewhere as a solar dust, and it becomes a dust, a matter that we can see, then this plasma of this solar system is full of God particles. We have to give a lot of Nobel Prizes to a lot of sun. That's how simple it is. It's hypocrisy which has been made by a bunch of not knowing science in congratulating each other in idiocy and hypocrisy they've created for themselves. It's like a bunch of monkeys looking inside the same jar and saying, what a beautiful ocean. It's just because it's water in it. So now we see how simple, if you understand this, in the structure of what we spoke this morning, you release this, you know how to release this, you collect it, you reduce it in the strength, and it becomes the energy you need for, thank you very much, for your plasma, for your system. In these magnetic systems, you see, that's all we've done. We have released the energy of the sun. We have released the energy of the universe. But what we've done, while we are releasing it, ooh, I have to use this. It's a good one, this one. Go orange. When you put it here as a nanolayer on both sides of the wire, if you create an environment for it where you can release it in the new environment, and then it becomes the GANs of itself. And now you have a fantastic position because you created the GANs, because you have done what you were not supposed to do. The energy of the GANs, because of the nanomaterial of, ooh, it disappeared. Doesn't matter, it still didn't want it to be there. So these are your GANSes. Oh, I wasn't happy with it. Now I can do what I wanted to do. These are your copper wire. These are your nano layers. What is interesting is that I go to a very dark color. No. I go to where I want to be here. If you can take the energy and they flow inwards. What is interesting is these nanolayers here, because of their dimension, they can absorb any energy. The full spectrum of what the supplier, which is the GANs material, which is freed, will release. Interesting is they continuously absorb all the energies in the flow direction of where they want it to go to. So what you get is continuous flow here. But what you got to understand is in either case, be the matter state, be the nano, be the GANs, these are all, somehow this thing goes up and down. There we are. You didn't lose it, it's there. So somehow all the energy is based on one thing. Matter is a plasma. The nano is a plasma. The GANs is a plasma. So the whole work of the universe is on the plasma state. Now, for the first time, we have managed to separate the energy from the matter state to separation from molecular structure to a single plasma. And we have learned using the same matter, we can absorb it back in again to give us what you are interested, free energy or free plasma, which now can supply us with the energy we need as we need it. This brings a new dimension to the man's thinking. And that is the habit of man has been to store for rainy days. We always collect food for the day when there is no food. We collect money for the day when there is not going to be something we can buy. We store gold for the day if something happens, we're going to have gold to buy things from. Now that you understand this structure, for the first time, man in his life needs no storage. You don't need to store because the energy of everything you want, you ever can imagine, is stored in the universe. You want gold, you create gravitational magnetic field of the gold, as much as gold as you want. You want water, you can produce as much water if tangible water is your desire. You can keep the gravitational magnetic field of the water and never tangibilize it, never become tangible, till the point when you want physically to have water to wash your hand. But you can carry the gravitational magnetic field of the water in your body that you can absorb moisture from the air without even drinking a glass of water. To do that, you have to change the plasma structure of your brain, which is your emotional, that accepts new energy level according equal to the water you need. So if I want water, through my emotional part of the brain, you have to go into all the teachings of the Keshe Foundation in 2 years to understand what we're talking about. Then your body absorbs water. Because when it comes into the body of the man, then it changes to the plasma of the gas of the water, what you need. This, as I always say, Keshe Foundation is a space technology, a spaceship program, not a space program. A space program like NASA is jet propulsion, burning fuel, worrying about the food and everything else. With the spaceship program, there is no worry, because in the space, we take from the universal magnetic gravitational field what we need. If we need water, we convert it to water. If we need energy of plutonium, we change it to plutonium, and the rest of it. With the difference that once you understand the gravitational magnetic field positioning, you don't burn fuel. You position yourself in respect to the environment where you want to be. Burning of the fuel is ended with propulsion. In a space technology, you position yourself in respect to two things. One is gravitational and one is magnetical. And if you find a position in respect to gravitational or the magnetical, then you find where you want to be or what is your position. You increase your gravitational in respect to another planet, you get attracted to it. You increase your magnetical, you separate from it. So burning of the fuel, jet propulsion, going through what I call NASA rigma of what I call swimming pools training is over. Every single man from now becomes the passengers of the universal community. In a way, put it this way, you already have been part of this spaceship program. The only difference is your craft, with habitually you call it Earth, now you can make what you call substations to be able to live in miniature craft, creating the same condition, gravitational magnetic positioning, to find new positions in the universe without burning a single atom. And this is where the new plasma technology teaches man a new dimension. We don't need to burn. Yes, go ahead. What do you want to do? You want to change me? Maximize this. Okay, okay, close that one down. The job of the plasma physicist in CERN is finished. So, the all became toilet roll. Not bad. It's what is used for counts, not what it stands there for. It cleans a lot of. So, now you have to understand how we have not given you an energy unit, but we have started to show you a new way to survive in space. I do apologize, I've got a very bad cold. Gift from my wife. So, that's why the wives are there, to give you gifts. So, you look at this, you understand how, when you understand the simplicity of the plasma, the whole outlook for mankind changes. Do we need to go through disasters? Do we need to go through conditions that we cannot support health or life? Do we need to go through conditions which is paramount now? We can't even feed ourselves anymore if the governments decide not to. Now that you understand the work of a plasma, you can understand how maggraph systems work, then it's very logical. Do we need what we call supermarkets? I don't think so. In a very short time, as I said earlier today, we will run what we call blueprint for the food unit, where you can feed yourself. And I wonder how much supermarkets will pay you for you to take the food away from them. That was a dancing of the man, freedom, food. So now you see how things are going to change. Now that you understand even diseases, viruses, are magnetic gravitational packages stuck themselves to protein or amino acid of the man, and you know how to create opposite gravitational magnetic field strength of them, do you need pharmaceuticals? Because now you can create the same system in your systems and overcome any disease. In the next 12 months from today that we have released this openly in public, when the scientists start opening and analyzing how simply things can be done, nothing will be the same anymore. No energy, no medicine, no food, no production of material, even the space travel. The only thing is, we even have seen in past few days how some people are planning and using to abuse the knowledge of the plasma in a form of drug trafficking. Because you can't reach the emotion of the man using the same technology. We are fully aware of what's going on, but I give you, it's not all hunky-dory. Some people have managed to understand the wrong side of it and move from one nation to another to use these kind of technologies. Because you can create touching emotion and the thinking of the man as much as you can feed the man. So now you have to understand how powerful this technology can be and how it can be used or abused in a very easy way. Use it, you have the best the space technology. Abuse it, you only destroy yourself, nothing else. In so many ways, plasma technology is the only solution for the future. You have no alternative. Oil will never run out. We have proven oils are produced for billions of years and will be produced for billions of years to come. We never run out of oil. Anybody who tells you oils are going to finish tomorrow, it's very good because you pay for it. Because we have shown how all the amino acids on this planet are under continuous production, and it had nothing to do with the dinosaurs. As I explained, the truth about oil coming from animals and dinosaurs of the past is as much as the plasma physicists speak about God particles. Because people don't understand, they can be abused. If you understand the simple reality that the Earth atmospheric condition is the cause and establisher and the starter of the amino acid, then you understand the rest of what you've been told about fuel oil and the oil industry is nothing but the hype. People giving their life energy for burning fuels, which a few store away. Now, the reality is, in the next few months, in a few years, people of the oil industry become the laughing stock of the others. Because people realize how they've been abused for what is actually ever producing and never finishes. If you look and understand the plasma physics, plasma technology, you understand a very big game which you all fell for. And that was what I call the CO2 trap. You know what the CO2 trap is? You all went to say the CO2 has created the global warming and is the cause of all our problems. I tell you one piece of the news, which I'm sure, why don't I do this? New page. That was the human way to do it. Now that's the God's way. Just push a press a button.